Good morning, it's Sunday morning, not that early, 9:45, but I've just got up. It's an absolutely beautiful day again. There's not a cloud in the sky, the sun is beating down and it's beautiful out, but we're isolating so we can't go out in it. I've nothing extra to report on Isabel's condition from yesterday. She is very, very fatigued and easily wiped out and has a very sore throat and is remaining in bed, but she's still sleeping at the moment, so I don't know how she is today. I was up late last night, about 1 o'clock this morning, doing this puzzle. Izzy was still awake as well and eating at that time, would you believe? The schedule's gone out the window, really. Things are starting to take shape. Look, we need a head. That poor bloke hasn't got one. I've been starting to collect the sky up. I completely forgot to do my daily lateral flow that I had decided to do yesterday, so I'll do one today. Joseph K in America was asking, do I use saliva or blood for it? So I think maybe I will just explain what it is and how it works later, because obviously everybody doesn't know. I just took it for granted everybody knew. I won't demonstrate it though because it's a bit gross. But I'm going to do the usual now, make myself a little pot of coffee and drink that while I wake up for the day. It's 12 o'clock, I'm not even dressed yet. Isabel is not up yet, so I don't know how she is yet today. But I've just come over with a very strong urge to get back into learning Portuguese. So I've literally just got a paper pad, a pen, set up my laptop, and I'm gonna get learning some Portuguese upstairs now. It's 1:30 in the afternoon. She's finally awake. I literally just went in the end and there she was with her headphones on. She was awake anyway. I didn't realise. I was just thinking, oh, I'm just gonna have to go in, you know, see if she's all right. Her throat feels better, she says, but she is more wiped out than ever. She's exhausted. She's just lying there, just doesn't want to move. She's having the last of the trifle and some squash now. So she fancies. She had a bath last night and she said she regrets it because she thinks she wore herself out with it. So that's where she's at. I was doing some Portuguese and was taking some notes for that. And then when I was doing my thumbnail, I was playing Portuguese TV live streaming at the same time. Oh, everyone's messaging me now because I've been updating them. Yeah, because obviously family and friends are wanting updates on Izzy. So, you know, now she's awake, I've been messaging everybody with the latest update. Anyway, speaking of baths, I have run myself one, so I'm going to get in it. It's about 2:45 now. I'm going to give you a quick temperature update. Let's have a look. 28 degrees. Excuse the scruffy hair, I haven't brushed it, I just scruffed it back wet. Well, I towel dried it. Even a little bit warm for hair drying for me. The thing with this heat now is it's just firming my resolve to start looking forward to that sort of dream of doing more travel to warmer places, because I love it when it gets like this, but then a part of me is like desperately clinging on to every last second of it because I know it's going to go cold again. I think this is what's made me get the Portuguese books out again though. But given that it is so warm, even I am actually not wearing any shorts today. I am wearing my underwear. I'm popping downstairs to do that lateral flow test now. Look, it's still tied in here. Can you believe it? Amazing. So this is what one gets in one's test kit. You get the test itself. There's a QR code on there, but I'm just covering it up because somebody could scan it in and, you know, for a lark and report the answer erroneously. You also get a swab, which you have to, well, I'll tell you what you do with that in a minute. You get a little teeny tiny container of liquid. Can you see that? There's not much in there. And you get one of these and you get a little bag to put it all in when you're done. I suppose they don't want you to contaminate people with it, potentially. And this is the inner sort of sleeve of the box and there's an hole in it, and basically that goes in there. That's the extraction tube, that is. Can you see that? Yes. So what we have to do first of all is we have to set up the test and squirt that in there. Like so. I tend to seal that. I don't do that too hard because otherwise you can't get it off when you're standing there with a flipping swab in your hand that you've just used. So we don't want that. Right, next thing to do, oh joy of joys, is we're going to open this up. And this is the really delightful bit, which I won't demonstrate, but I'll just show you on here. So you have to get the swab and you rub it either on your tonsils or where your tonsils would have been if you hadn't had them out. I don't have any, by the way. So 4 times. So this is really, really hard because you want to gag, but well, you do gag basically. So yeah, that's gross. Then after that, using the same swab that was just down your throat, you shove it up your nostril and you give it a good old twist 10 times while your eyes are watering and you're kind of doing this. I usually need to dab my eyes with a tissue afterwards. It's very eye-watering. And then when you've done that, then you get your soiled swab, and then you stick that in here, you see, and for 15 seconds you kind of soak the liquid into the swab. Then when you're removing the swab from this thing, you kind of squeeze it and make sure you get all the drips out of it. Then you seal this down properly and you turn it upside down and you drip it onto this part here. It's a bit like a pregnancy test, except it's not wee. And then the liquid goes up there, and where it says C, that stands for control, one line should appear. And if you are negative, only that line will appear. But if you're positive, same way with the pregnancy test, you get the 2 lines. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So that's going up there. When it gets to the C, you should see a line appearing. And you're meant to wait half an hour, but to be honest, I think it works much faster. If there's no line, you know the test isn't working properly. Yeah, I can see a line forming. Right, I'm going to get some lunch now. There was a bit of a surprise for me in the fridge. Look at this mozzarella. It's inflated like a helium balloon. I've got a feeling it might have gone rotten. Slightly nervous about that. I was rather looking forward to eating it. It's in date, or is it? 16th of July. No, it's not in date. It's out by a couple of days. Oh. I'm not sure if it's quite half an hour yet, but that's definitely negative, isn't it? Good. I was expecting it to be. I seem to be doing a very good job of evading the COVID so far. I am double jabbed, so I think this is why. My lunch is going to be the rest of the vegan sausages that needed eating up and 1 mushroom that was left. And I've made a salad, enough for me and Izzy, but I don't know if she's going to want any because she said she didn't want any lunch. But I'll just pop up and ask, and I'll see if she just wants some salad for now. She might do, you never know. Yes, she said she will, but she doesn't want any of that. There's one little bowl going up for the patient then. So there's my lunch, and I'll probably have an iced lolly afterwards. Look at this luxury. In bed, eating a pineapple split, if I can ever get the wrapping off. I'm watching Portuguese news, but it's not looking very cheerful because there's a horrible fire. Talking about the German floods now. I can actually pause that from here with my mouse. I've decided, speaking of Portuguese, that because I'm having a miserable time and escapism is good. Am I flashing? No, I don't think I was flashing. Gotta be careful with these. I've got a big load of fluff over the mic which obscures the bottom of the monitor, so I didn't know what I could see then. Right. I should start that over. Because I'm having a miserable time and escapism is good, I've decided I am going to spend some time in my bed drinking delicious freshly made coffee and learning Portuguese this afternoon. Because it's a day off, it's a Sunday. We should have been having a fantastic day today, but plans got cancelled, as you can imagine. So, just making the best of things. Isabel's on the move. She's gone to the loo. So I've been out wearing my mask. Track and trace, they're on at me. Keep telling me social distancing in the home. So I've got this big thing here by the bed, so when I come in and out of my room I'm using that. I'm mostly staying in my room anyway. Well, Isabel's obviously confined to her room, but she's going back and forth to the bathroom occasionally. She comes downstairs. She did come down once yesterday and she got herself a drink. But yeah, so I've been spraying the disinfectant Dettol spray around the bathroom whenever she's been. I'm doing door handles, things like that. Making sure the towel is kept very separate from mine. I mean, there's just one towel in the bathroom. I'm remembering not to use it. And I'm just walking to the bedroom and using my own towel then. That way they can't get mixed up. Anyway, I'm going to watch more of this and do a bit more of this. I'll probably watch, like, there's loads of Learn Portuguese videos on YouTube, so I'll probably just find some of those and do lots of pausing and writing notes and practicing it out loud and that sort of stuff. Very higgledy-piggledy way to learn a language, but since I'm not, like, going at it systematically, it'll just be a fun way to spend the afternoon and take my mind off things. Because, I tell you what, I don't want to practice my flute at the moment. I'm fed up from the one and only gig getting cancelled. It's made me feel very fed up. I spent so many hours working on that gig. Not that I resent that, because I enjoyed it, obviously. But, you know, it's a bit depressing. And it just reminds me that anything can change at a moment's notice at the moment. It's just, you can't have a concrete idea of what's ahead, can you? None of us can. So yeah, I will practice my flute again. I'm just having a couple of days off and a bit of a mope, officially. I found a video of an interview that's in Portuguese, but it has subtitles in English at the bottom and Portuguese at the top. So I'm taking a little bit of time to write it down, just because, only because, not that I need to write it down, but it just helps me to process it a lot more slowly and really just focus on one thing at a time. And if anything I didn't understand, like I'm writing the English underneath, so there's the odd word that I didn't know, and the odd little sort of phrase, like, that wouldn't have tripped off my tongue, if you know what I mean. I'd understand it when I heard it, but I wouldn't generate it myself, so I'm just making some little highlighted things of things that I wouldn't mind learning. Hey, look, we're up to 30 degrees. It's 5 to 7 and I'm cooking, and I am vlogging from a safe distance because that fish has gone very, very spitty. We've got potatoes in there boiling, we've got a few runner beans from the garden in there, and a tiny smidge of a courgette, and also 2 cabbage leaves which I've chopped up, and I've just chucked them all in the same pan. Izzy is just the same, really. I think she's not better, she's not worse. She is really battling with the fatigue today. I'm going to try and keep this one relatively short, but if you'd like to support the channel and the video, a little like on the video really helps to promote the video and get it pushed out to more and more people, so it really helps me out and I really appreciate that. If you're new here and you'd like to follow more of our story, do hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!